Tom Nappy here, and we are joined by the new Hopkinton Hillers varsity football head coach, Mark Sanborn. Mark, how are you?
Doing well, Tom. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
I'm doing well. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's a very exciting time. Very grateful for the opportunity, and I can't wait to get going. It's right around the corner.
Now, for those that don't know, you have a lot of experience with Hillers sports as far as coaching. Can you talk about your experience coaching and also what led up to this point of you becoming the new varsity football head coach?
Yeah, absolutely. So I teach here at the high school, and coaching is what ultimately got me hooked into teaching. I volunteered with a football program for 2 years, and I fell in love with it instantly. I loved working with the kids, and I decided I was kind of at a point in my life where I wasn't sure what career path I wanted to do, and I loved coaching. And I was like, why not teach as well? So I was lucky enough to get an opportunity here to both coach football, and now I teach here. Two of the best decisions I've made in my life. In addition to football, I also coach JV baseball as well as middle school basketball. And I kind of have a wide experience as it pertains to football. I've been a volunteer assistant. I've been the head freshman coach. I've been the head JV coach. I've ran special teams before. So a lot of different experiences in a lot of different sports. I've had a lot of great mentors and resources along the way, and felt like the right time to kind of jump into this opportunity. And like I said, I'm very excited to get going.
Absolutely. I think you're going to be great, especially considering all that experience that you already have under your belt. So what are some of your goals for the Hillers football team while you're the head coach? Is there anything that you'd like to accomplish?
Yeah, so I'm just thinking over the past week since I've received the job. The big thing right now is just focusing day to day. Meeting with the players tomorrow for the first time. Very excited for that opportunity. We're going to start our weightlifting schedule next week. So just taking it one day at a time, focusing on the small things, taking care of those little details, not worrying about who we're playing week one or who we're playing week two, just worrying about having a great meeting tomorrow, getting the kids in the weight room starting next week, just the opportunity to be together as a team. And then from there, just build a strong culture and set expectations and hold the players accountable, hold the coaches accountable, and just make sure that they, as well as the coaches, are doing everything to represent the program in the right way on and off the field, and using the game of football as a way to teach lifelong skills. And I firmly believe that. I think football is a great teacher of life, and our goal is to instill those attributes and those characteristics and those values in our players. And like I said, just play hard and play with great attitude and just respect your opponents, respect everybody you interact with. But like I said, just focusing on day to day and just setting that foundation is kind of the short-term goals.
Well, I've always been a firm believer that a lot of life lessons can be learned from playing sports while you're in school.
Absolutely.
I have to ask, so this past spring we had football.
Yep.
Because of the pandemic, the season was moved to April. What was it like coaching during that time frame? You were one of the assistant coaches, of course. But what was it like coaching during that time frame? And how did everything go for the team in general? Did they have trouble adjusting, or do you think they adjusted pretty well?
Yeah, it was definitely a change to what normally occurs. Usually you start football at the end of summer, and then you kind of progress in the fall. This year we started football basically like in the middle/end of winter. Thankfully, we were able to get the turf field plowed, so we had a place to practice and play a lot of our games throughout the season. But it was definitely an adjustment. I mean, we hopped right into the season, and I think we had 2 weeks of practice, and then we had a scrimmage, and then we played our first game like the following week. So, like I said, it was an adjustment. It was great to give those seniors an opportunity just to be together. And we only played 5 games, but that was better than nothing. And you think about going back to when the whole pandemic started and having the spring season taken away, the summer, a lot of summer sports taken away, and then the fall football was taken away. Just having anything at all last spring was beneficial for the players and for the coaches, because I love coaching, and not having the opportunity to coach for about a year was pretty tough. So it was an adjustment. It was a very odd season. It went by very quick. But it was fun to play other teams and see the seniors get a chance to play some football games, and we did a senior night and everything. So it was fun.
Yeah, it certainly was a very odd season. It was a little different for me as a broadcaster going from basketball and hockey into football. Usually it's vice versa. So with this new varsity football head coach job, are you going to continue your baseball coaching as well?
Yeah, as of now, I'm going to continue with basketball and baseball. We'll see how things go. I know this position in particular is very time consuming. There's a lot that goes to it. Like the past week or so, I've just been day in, day out, talking with potential coaches, communicating with the kids, getting inventory and equipment stuff ready. And during the season, it's day to day as well. And then in the off season, weightlifting and fundraising, all that stuff. So it's basically a year round job. And I'm looking forward to doing that. And we'll kind of make a decision, I think, on the other sports in the near future.
Yeah, you'll certainly have your hands full, that's for sure. But if anyone can handle it, it's you. Could you talk about some of the you've worked with a lot of great coaches, Will, at Hopkinton. Can you talk about some of the great coaches that you worked with and the impact that they've had on you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a great question because over the past week, the amount of support that I've received from a lot of the coaches here at the high school, the administration, our AD has been fantastic. But in particular, I look at the coaches I played for when I was a student here at Hopkinton. I played for Coach Simos as a player. I played for Coach Keene on the basketball team. I played for Coach Golden in both the basketball and the baseball programs. And having those guys in the school and being able to bounce ideas off of them and just know that I had their support throughout the whole process, it's just been so refreshing and has given me even more confidence to pursue this position. And I've just been able to pick a lot of great things that they do in their programs. And I'm looking forward to taking those things and taking the culture and being good teammates and be respectful and thinking about using sports as like a free practice for life, because that's really what it is. There's a lot bigger issues in the world than the football game that we're playing on a Friday night. So I cannot be more appreciative of the coaches I've had to work with and play with. And the experience that they provided me as a player and as a coach now is why I jumped at this opportunity, because I want to offer that same positive playing experience for the football players here at Hopkinton and all the student athletes.
One of the things that never ceases to amaze me about Hopkinton High School is how good the athletic programs have been the last few years. When you look at this past spring, for example, every single team made the postseason. So it's just been great, really, across the board in every sport. So everybody wants to know, when does the season start? When do the practices start? Because I think everyone's starting to get into football mode. So give us some dates.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like as I mentioned earlier, I'm meeting with the kids tomorrow here in the athletic center. I'm very excited just to introduce myself. I know a lot of them anyways, which is a good thing. And just kind of lay out some of those dates. So moving forward, the first official day of practice is Friday, August 20th. Up until that point, we're going to we'll be lifting in the weight room 3 times a week, which is great. And that'll be with the middle school program all the way up to the varsity program. So getting the kids together, getting them working out, getting them just together as a group will be great. And then we have some skills like skills camp and skills clinics type stuff that we will do in that first week. And then, like I said, on Friday, August 20th, that'll be our first day getting out there on the practice field here at Hopkinton. And I could not be more excited. From there, we have 2 scrimmages scheduled. Mr. Cormier has done a great job of locking down scrimmages, just kind of the odd transition we've had with the coaching staff in the past couple of weeks. So we'll play Shepherd Hill on August 28th as a scrimmage, and then Grafton on September 3rd. And then we open up with Wayland, which is the first official game on September 10th. And it's always a great game against Wayland. So
I love that game. That is always a battle.
Fantastic. Yeah. So that's kind of the big dates. It's coming up quickly, about a month away. So looking forward to it.
It'll be here before you know it. So as the varsity head coach, we know that you drop the X's and O's and that you work with the players in practices and stuff like that. But tell us about some of your duties that maybe people don't know a whole lot about. I believe I read that you're also responsible for finding coaches that are needed in the other football programs?
Yeah, correct. So basically, it's the head of the varsity team. You have your JV team, which kind of practices with the varsity, and then you have a freshman program in the middle school. So I'll be honest, a lot of time that I've spent over the past week is having conversations with potential coaches to fill those roles throughout the various programs. So I've spent hours and hours on the phone and talking to people in person and seeing what type of commitments I get. And we have a lot of great pieces potentially in place. But as I said, it's just going to be more placing where they're going to be. A lot of the coaches will be people who are working in the building, which I think is a fantastic thing. The kids will see them in the school. They'll be the role models, acting the way that we expect our players to be act, and they'll be held accountable in school. So definitely kind of just confirming up those last couple assistant jobs, and you'll have a better idea of the coaching. But besides that, equipment is a huge thing, making sure the equipment's ready to go, making sure everything's organized. When we do equipment pickup, it goes smoothly and efficiently for all the players. Getting the practice fields ready and the on-field equipment, and all the pads and the dummies and the sleds and all that stuff. And then just like other minute stuff, and like getting apparel for the players, like t-shirt and shorts and coaching gear, and there's just a lot of different things involved. And I have a to-do list, and I'm just kind of working through piece by piece. So yeah, it's a lot, but it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to getting things going.
That's terrific. Can you give us any information about this year's team? Do we know who the captains are?
We do not know who the captains are yet. That'll be something that will be determined in the near future. But we have a great group. The senior class is a little bit smaller, but they're a great group of kids, great, talented, high character, exactly what we want out of our seniors. The junior class is a little bit bigger as well, very skilled. They have a little bit more depth as it pertains to the amount of players. And then the upcoming sophomores who were freshmen last year have a really in-depth class, a lot of players. And a lot of that's a testament to our middle school program, who's just feeding us. I think the most important thing right now is just getting kids to come out and play football, and hopefully we can provide them experience where they come out and play again. But I think we'll have a solid year, and I think the kids are going to work hard. They're going to know how to do the basics. They're going to know how to do the skills. We're going to play as a team. We're going to be tough, supportive of each other, good teammates. And I think all that stuff are really important intangibles. And like you said, the X's and O's stuff is important as well. But we just got to build that culture and hope that success is going to come down the road when we have everybody playing towards the same goal.
Absolutely. Coach, also, I wanted to ask, last year there were some incredible back and forth games, such as the game against Medfield and Westwood and Norwood. Right. And it was all TVL large rivals, which is always going to be tough to play against. What was it like coaching some of those games that were just these crazy back and forth battles?
Yeah, football is definitely a game of highs and lows, and I've learned as a coach. I remember coming in as a young coach, you get caught up in the highs and lows of the game, and you get energetic and you get fiery, and you score and you get happy, and then your team gives up a score and you get all angry. I think it's just important to stay even keeled and have that calm demeanor, because the kids feed off what the coaches are doing. But those games last year were crazy. I mean, the TVL large football is great football. There are no gimme weeks. Every week you're going to show up prepared, ready to go. And you talk about that Medfield game. I forget what the score was, but it was a high scoring game, up and down the field. We have a great drive, and then Medfield come out and hit a long pass for a touchdown. It was just a great football game. And you think of Medfield, they're a great program. All the programs in the large are good programs. So you got to be ready to go every week. You got to work hard, and because you know that your opponent's working hard. So it's a fun league. It really is.
It certainly is. I've called quite a few football games during my career, and I have to say that Hopkinton Medfield game was one of my favorite ones. It's probably in the top 3.
Awesome.
But Coach, we are very excited for you, and I think they certainly found the right man for the job, and we are looking forward to this football season.
Awesome, Tom. Thank you. And I must say, too, just over the past year, what you guys have done with HCAM and streaming all the sub-varsity games, the varsity games, it's been awesome. And I know I've been involved in all those sports, so thank you for everything you're doing. We look forward to having you at the games this year, and I appreciate you having me on today. Can't wait to get things going.
Well, thanks a lot, Coach. We certainly enjoy streaming these games and allowing the community to get to see their teams play. We'll talk to you again soon. We'll certainly catch up with you during the season.
Sounds good, Tom. Thank you.